Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to the beginning of my second bossing week. In case you don't know, I did one of these back in February and it went pretty well. And I was actually planning on doing this a lot sooner than I actually did. But unfortunately, I got caught up in some other stuff. And in case you don't know what this bossing week consists of, basically I'm going to be spending 5 hours a day at a different boss. And then I'm going to be showing you the loot that I gained from those 5 hours afterwards. But yeah, I'm excited to announce that this is the beginning of the bossing week. Now, I was really wondering on what I should do for this bossing week. Initially, I was going to just do a complete new week of complete new bosses. But then I thought I'd save that for next time, and for this bossing week I think I'm going to revisit every single boss that we did during the first week and then compare the amount of money that we got the first time to this time. I think it would just be a good comparison to see how much money that we made in total throughout the two bossing weeks and then compare them against each other, because from what I recall we did get pretty lucky at some bosses like Commander Zilyana in the first week. However, our bosses like Vindicta and Araxor, we weren't really that lucky. So we just wanted to give those bosses a second chance to actually give me some drops, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. And if you haven't watched the first bossing week, I'd recommend that you go watch that before you watch this, because then obviously you'll know what bosses you should expect throughout the week, and also you'll get a much better description of the rundown of drops that we got during that week. But for now, like in the last one, we are starting at Commander Zilliana, and in case you don't know, this is becoming one of my favorite new bosses. Well, not new bosses, but it's like a kind of new favorite boss for me. In the past, and still currently I guess, my three favorite bosses are QBD, Kriara, and now Commander Zilliana. QBD because she's still great money after all these years, and Kriara and Commander Zilliana because I'm usually like really quite lucky there. So it's good that we're starting off with one of my favorite bosses, and actually during this week we're going to try and do like semi-live commentary. During the first week I'll just like record clips and then talk over them afterwards, but I think it's a lot better this way because if there's anything that I want to say throughout the whole 5 hours, then I can just easily do so. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so this first hour seems to be going pretty well. I'm only 25 minutes in, and if we take a look at my inventory, I have an effigy and a clue scroll there. And that isn't even my first effigy of the hour, that's my second one. So I've got two effigies within 25 minutes and a hard clue scroll. I guess I'll just end up doing that on my own free time. But yeah, like I said, 25 minutes in and it's all going really well. I just got saved by my pet because I went below 10% HP. I was just watching something on my other screen and just lost concentration. So that's going to cut into my kills per hour, but hopefully we can get back as soon as possible. Also, it is kind of a good thing because I did forget to take magic notepaper with me, and that's very important because sometimes they drop potions in like stacks of 6. So obviously if I'm going to pick them up, I'm going to need the magic notepaper to make my inventory a lot less cluttered. Not gonna lie, I've been trolled so many times by these war priest items. I think I've literally gotten like 5 of them up to now, and it's only 2.5 hours in. And in case you don't know, every time one of these drops, a golden loot bean shines over them. So every single time I've been getting ready to record, and then it just ends up being a shitty war priest item. And with that, I'm just going to end up disassembling them anyway, and I've got plenty of them, so I don't really need the parts anyway. So in the end, it just really is like one big troll. Third effigy of the trip. It is now 2 hours and 35 minutes in. Actually got that along with some super restores and some sorrow brews. Guess we'll pick that up in a second. But yeah, I don't think I've got this many effigies from Saradomin ever. I'm usually pretty lucky with effigies from Kriara, but here I barely gotten any. And now, like I said, within 2.5 hours I've gotten 3 of them. So that's just a big chunk of extra Slayer XP for me. C trolled again like 15 minutes after I just said that I got the other war priest item. Literally, this is I think the 6th time now. Actually getting ridiculous. I don't think I've ever gotten this many effigies or war priest items. I'm usually the complete opposite. I usually get quite a few rare items from Commander Zilliana, and that's why she's become one of my favorite bosses to kill. But it just seems like today I'm not going to be getting anything out of her. But with that being said, there's still 2 hours and 10 minutes to go, so there still is hope. Finally, we got a drop, and it's an Armador crossbow drop. This was worth like 3.4 mil, I think it was. Wait, hold on, let me just check a second. It is worth, yeah, 3.4 mil, so that's pretty decent for our first drop. I say first drop, I mean I hope there's many more to come. I want at least one more, preferably a hilt or the offhand version of the crossbow, because I believe those two are the most valuable drops. But yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. 1 hour and 50 minutes to go. Oh shit, literally like 5 minutes after we got that drop, we got this Saradomin's Murmur drop. I don't think it's worth that much. Let me just check how much it's worth. Yeah, 195k, so let's say like 200k. Not really one of the good drops that we were hoping for, but I mean, it's still a unique drop nonetheless. Just got another unique drop, as you can see from the chat, and we got another Saradomin's Murmur. So we now have 2 of those in our inventory. And also, I forgot to mention, in between this Murmur and the last one, we got another War Priest item. So we're just gonna go ahead and disassemble that. And let's just hope that isn't the last of the good drops. Oh shit, I was not expecting to get this whatsoever. We got the Urborn Lock, or the Orborn Lock, which is the Commander Zilliana pet. That's actually one of the pets that I just really wanted because I do Commander Zilliana quite a bit. And it's just like I really wanted the Zilliana pet and I also wanted the Kriara pet as well. So I'm incredibly happy to get this. I think this would have been better than even getting like a hilt drop. So yeah, I'm ecstatic. We'll see how that looks at the end of this trip. We are coming to the end of this 5-hour run, and as you can see, there's 3 minutes left on my aura. Those are the last 3 minutes of the 5 hours, and we managed to get a Whisper of Saradomin drop, and that is another one of the amulets. And this one's worth a little bit less than the Murmur. It's worth like 120k, so not really one of the big drops that we were hoping for, but still a unique drop nonetheless. And I'm really happy anyway because I just got the pet, and honestly the pet is probably one of the best things that you can get from these bosses. And I know it doesn't really cost anything, like you won't be getting any monetary value out of it, but still, if you like PVMing like myself, then it's a very good thing to collect. Okay, so we're now completely done with the 5 hours of Commander Zilliana. It's time to find out how much money we made within those 5 hours. And just by looking at the loot on the right, I can already tell that this isn't going to be too much. So let's just take a look here, and we made 11.2 mil. Actually, that's a little bit more than I expected. I thought it was going to be around 10 mil, but still 11.2 mil, which is like what, 2.2 mil an hour average? That's kind of like standard for the God Wars Dungeon 1 bosses. So that means I got around 55 to 56 kills an hour, and this is surprisingly a lot less than last time where I got 326 kills, and that was around 64 to 65 kills an hour. I honestly don't know what I did last time to make it go a lot faster. I felt like I paid the same amount of attention this time like I did the last time. I guess I must have just been berserking a lot more last time. That's the only notable difference that I can come up with in my head, because there were quite a few times during my kills here that I forgot to berserk, so I'm pretty sure that's the problem and it's completely my fault. But still, I mean, 56 kills an hour is not that bad. So how does this compare with last time? Well, in this one we got 11.2 mil, and in the last one we ended up getting 31.2 mil. However, last time we were incredibly lucky with our drops. I got 21 mil worth of items in 3 items alone last time, so it just really was down to the luck aspect of this, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing this throughout the whole week. And this is kind of why I wanted to keep the same monsters for this week, just to compare them back and forth, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same for the majority of the monsters, just big swings in value here and there. Hopefully it works out in our favor for the future bosses, but for Commander Zilliana it kind of like let us down a little bit. So let's go into the actual drops. Our main drop was this Armador crossbow, which was 3.4 mil. That was like our main unique drop that was worth the most. And then we can move on to the amulets. We got 2 Saradomin's Murmurs and 1 Saradomin's Whisper. And then we got at least 1 of each God Sword Shard, and we got 3 of the God Sword Shard 3s. A whopping 2 mil in coins, 4 magic seeds, 11 rune plate skirts, 12 rune kite shields, 95 grimy ranars, 44 battle staffs, 63 prayer potions, 36 Saradomin brews, and 36 super restores, 45 super defenses, 45 super magic potions, 489 unicorn horns, 126 diamonds, and 588 rune darts. And all those items make up the 11.2 mil final price check. But wait, this monetary loot is not the only thing that we got from this. We also ended up getting Commander Miniana. It's the Saradomin pet, just take a look at her. Actually been wanting this one for quite a while and just did not expect to get it at all. And I can guess you can say that the value of a boss pet is kind of priceless. And honestly, I would have taken it over like 3 hilts. So yeah, this episode is kind of bittersweet because obviously it's all about the loot, but we did get this boss pet and that's something that I really wanted. So in the end, I'm obviously incredibly happy. But anyway guys, I'm going to end it here on the first episode. We are currently 20 mil down on the last bossing week, but hopefully with the next few bosses we'll be able to catch up and make more money this week than we did in the last one. So thank you guys for watching as always, and I shall see you tomorrow. Peace.